didn't get off the stage and you're shooting at me. Oh my God. You know, being old isn't as bad as people think. You know what I used to do all night, it takes all night to do. Well, my wife still likes it that way. Yeah. I drove down in my wife's car. She's got a convertible. I put the top down. I got here, I pulled in the parking lot. I couldn't get it up. Wait a minute. That's something else, I'm sorry. Yeah. I need a volunteer. I need a young lady to volunteer. I need a young lady to volunteer. Please. I don't care. One young lady. Oh my God. Thanks. Now, I'm going to have to talk very loud because I need to have both hands free. What? Can everybody hear me if I talk loud? What is this, dear?
Tennis ball.
Tennis. Would you bounce it for me and make sure it's real? Easy, easy. Bounce my balls too hard, you bruise them. Now, I'm going to do a little magic trick. I am going to turn this tennis ball. I'm going to turn this tennis ball into a peach. Anybody think I can do it? No. No. I need you to find the corner of that, the other end, okay, and bring it over to here. Careful. Very good. Now, what is your name, by the way?
Lulu.
Lulu. Lulu. All right, Lulu. Now bring that corner. You broke it again. Now bring that corner over.
Didn't know I had to work.
Now, Lulu, what I'd like you to do is just gently rub the ball. Now, Lulu, I want you to be honest. Tell me the truth. Wouldn't that be a peach? Give Lulu a big hand. Yeah. I come from an Irish-Italian family. My mother was Italian, my father was Irish. Interesting relations, you know, relatives. I've got a set of cousins, twin boys. We always knew there was something a little different about them. They grew up. It turned out they were gay. Gay. You know, the names were Michael Fitzpatrick and Patrick Fitzmichael. I had, on the Italian side of the family, I had an uncle that really was in the mafia. He worked down at the Philadelphia Thoroughbred racetrack as a mechanic. His job was to fix the races. My Uncle Johnny used to go to the track, and before each race he'd be in the paddock on his hands and knees, looking up under the horses. I said, Uncle Johnny, what the hell are you looking for? He said, one of these horses got a heart, I'm gonna fuck somebody, not me. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Did anybody see the news today? There's a bill in Congress. They want to replace the American eagle as the icon in the United States. They want something that President Obama can relate to. The top of the list is a skunk. It's half black, it's half white, and everything it touches stinks. I understand that Ellen DeGeneres asked President Obama to appear on her show. The White House Chief of Staff said that could never happen. They're too similar. I mean, think about it. The last 2 years, you're the one that's done dick. Anybody here have a condom in their wallet? I know, nobody's going to admit to that. Trojan condoms are made by Goodyear rubber. A lot of people don't know that. Goodyear rubber sent a design engineer, a vice president in charge of marketing, and a cost analyst to the White House. They approached President Obama. They want to produce a presidential condom in his honor. These people were there for 3 days, left the White House, went back to Akron, Ohio, and told the president of the company, it can't be done. There is no end to that prick. The White House chief of staff was in the news today. He fired the head landscaper in the White House. This man has been taking care of the Rose Garden for years. He walked into the White House today, he walked up to the chief of staff and asked if he had seen the spade and his hoe. I'm 63 years old. It's tough to get a job when you're 63. I went to Walmart. I filled out an application. I thought I could be a meter reader. I filled out the application. I gave it to the secretary. She took it into the girl in charge of hiring. They called me in for an interview. She said to me, on your application, under age, you put OTY. What does that stand for? I said, older than you. She said, under male and under the M and the F for male or female, you wrote OCC. What does that stand for? I said, occasionally. She looked at my application a little longer and she said, under bilingual, you crossed that out and asked me, what does that mean? And I said, well, I'm not bilingual, I'm a cunnilinguist. She sat there and she looked at me and she said, you know, if you work for Walmart, we feed you while you're on duty. We don't want you going home. Too many of our employees forget to come back to work. Alzheimer's is terrible. She said, do you have any food choices that you like? I told her, I like a box lunch, I eat the Y. She said, okay, do you have any specialty foods you like? I told her I was very fond of the bearded clam. I like a fur burger and a side of thighs. She said to me, okay. She said, if we hire you, is there any values that you're going to bring to Walmart that we need? I told her with my education, I could have intelligent intercourse with their customers. I didn't get the job at Walmart, but she did invite me home for lunch. Many of you may have seen my t-shirt. I thought about being a minister at one time. I was a big fan of Jimmy Swaggart growing up. And I went to the old Fairview University of Christian Knowledge. Now our alumni are called old fucks. It's the truth. I actually changed. Anybody go to college in the room? Any college? I forgot, this is Lehigh. Any of you who did go to college or have friends that went to college, you may or may not know that sometimes college students change their major. I got my associate's degree in Christianity, figured I didn't want to be a minister anymore. I went to go to school at the Oceanographic Institute in Providence, Rhode Island. I took my Bachelor of Science degree, and I took that in animal and fish husbandry. You know, I became guy that studied fucking fish. When was that fish fucking? I applied for a job, I couldn't get hired. He told me to go back and get some more education. I studied the food chain of fish, you know, who eats what. I got my master's degree. I went back to this guy on a fishing boat, and I applied for the job, and he hired me. Now my job was to cut up the squid and put it on the hooks of the inapt fishermen, the people who weren't experienced. You believe this? 8 years of college, I became a masturbator. My wife called me just before I came on stage. And I gotta tell you, she complained. I have a male Shih Tzu that has his toys, you know, he's a stud. And she called me complaining he was humping my cat. She said, what do I do? I said, pat him on the head. Give him a biscuit. Tell him he's a good dog. I mean, at least he's getting some pussy. That's more than I'm going to get out of him. Well, let me explain. Saturday night, we went out. We checked in a motel. She was in a very sexy nightgown. She had on my favorite perfume. We got into bed and I fell asleep. Woke up in the morning, and all of a sudden I realized, wait a minute, the nightgown, the perfume, I was supposed to do something. I walked up behind her in the bathroom, and I snuggled up, and I gave her a kiss on the neck, and she pulled away from me. And she said, as I walked into the bedroom, I followed her. She picked up a pair of her panties and threw them to me. She said, put these on. I thought, oh boy, we're going to get kinky. I'm into this. I put them on. She looked at me and said, that's the only way you're getting into my panties. I sat there and okay, I screwed that up, so I took her home. The next morning I woke up and I walked into the kitchen. She was standing there with her arms folded. She was tapping her foot, and I was getting the stare. You married guys, you all know what the stare is. If you're getting the stare, you screwed up big time. I looked at her and it dawned on me the night before, the robe, the nightgown, the perfume, I forgot my wife's birthday. Oh man. I said to her, honey, I'm sorry, I know, I forgot your birthday, I apologize, I'm going to make it up to you. My wife said to me, you're damn right I'm mad, and you are correct, you're going to make it up to me. When I come home from work tonight, I want my birthday gift in the garage. I want it to be light blue. I want it to have chrome. I want it to go from 0 to 280. That quick. Jesus Christ. If you've had 10 days to shop for your wife's gift, you can look at rebates, models, comparison price. I had 9 hours. My wife came home from work. She opened the garage door. Her gift was in the garage. It was light blue. It had chrome. It went from 0 to 280. That quick. I bought my wife a bathroom scale. You guys have been great. I'm the old man. They call me that because I'm older than anybody else you ever saw.